Today, I'm going to introduce you to the underappreciated art of bounce juggling. Bounce juggling allows you to do tricks that would be way harder with toss juggling or just downright impossible. By the end of this video, you're going to learn everything you need to know to get started with bounce juggling, the building blocks for the tricks you see now. Welcome to Juggling Gym, where my goal is to help you learn how to juggle and have fun doing it. Before we get started, I want to thank everyone who's watching the video and everyone who's already subscribed to the channel. If you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, you can just click right here and you'll never miss another juggling video from me. Last week, I talked about the best balls to use when you're getting started with bounce juggling. And before we actually get started with bounce juggling, it's actually important to talk about where you're going to bounce juggle. The location matters for bounce juggling way more than it does for other types of juggling, because you have to bounce the balls on the floor. When you bounce juggle, the floor should be hard and smooth. If there's a crack in the floor and the ball hits that crack, then it's going to bounce really unpredictably and it's hard to juggle. Tile floors are definitely ideal. I'm really lucky to have these tile floors here. A garage floor would also work really well. You can bounce juggle outside if you have like G-force balls or something equivalent. If you have silicone balls, you probably don't want to juggle outside. Another key thing to know when you're getting started with bounce juggling is that when you mess up, the balls are going to collide and they go pretty much everywhere. If you're indoors, make sure that there's nothing valuable around, or you put up some kind of barriers or both. And if you're outside, I like to juggle with like one side facing the grass, so that way at least if it goes that side, I don't have to run around and chase it as much. You actually don't need to know how to juggle in order to bounce juggle. Bounce juggling is actually a little easier than toss juggling. That's what I think, and that's what a lot of other jugglers also think. There are two main types of bounce juggling. The easiest is called lift bounce or passive bounce. In lift bounce, you throw the ball slightly in the air, it bounces on the other side, and comes up in the other hand. The other type is called force bounce or active bounce. In force bounce, you throw the ball directly at the ground, and then it bounces into the other hand. Force bounce is a little harder than lift bounce, but it's not that much harder. As usual, we're just going to start with one ball. I throw it and catch it, so it's not quite like this, it's not quite like that, it's somewhere in between. I learned on Reddit recently that for some people, it's easier when they catch with their palm down like this. This feels pretty unnatural to me. I like catching it like this, but this is another option. I'd say to use the hand position that feels the most comfortable to you. You're gonna throw the ball up so it goes just a little bit higher than where the ball started, and then it's gonna bounce on the other side of your body and then to the other hand. Then with force bounce, you're going to hold it on the side, and I think this is the only hand position that people use for force bouncing. Throw it so that it bounces on the same side. I'm going to say that again. You want to throw it so it bounces on the same side and then bounces into the other hand. The key is to throw the ball at an angle. Once that feels comfortable, move on to two balls. In toss juggling, you wait for one ball to peak before throwing the other ball. The bounce juggling equivalent is to wait for one ball to hit the ground and then you toss the other one. Practice starting from your dominant side. Practice starting from your non-dominant side. And practice alternating sides. For force bounce, we're going to do the same thing. Now it's time to put everything together. Now I wanted to go over some problems that you might run into. Lift bounce was actually hard for me to learn because it was so slow. Like, it's a lot slower than regular juggling, so it's kind of hard to get the timing down at first. So my suggestion would be to learn force bounce and then go back and learn lift bounce. The tricky thing with force bounce is getting that throw right so it lands on the same side and then bounces into the other hand. As usual, go back to one ball and two balls if you need to and get that down solid. Next week, we're going to stick with the bounce juggling theme, and I'm going to show you how to do 4 balls crossing. Keep practicing and have fun. The main problem with force bounce. Max, I'm trying to pull a video. Say hi to my fans.